Okay, so I'm currently working on a 2 to 3 hour long course that I'm going to post for completely free here on YouTube about taking a SaaS from absolutely nothing to $10 million ARR. And this is an early preview of one of the 16 modules that are going to be in it. In this one, we're talking about one of the most important steps, which is validating your SaaS ideas. So let's get into it. Okay, now this is a very important, very hands-on module because we're actually going to be going in and now validating the ideas you have come up with. And we do this through a mix of using both AI and a whole lot of manual data gathering. But this is very important if you want to be able to pick a serious $10 million SaaS idea. So let's jump into it. First thing to note is validation does not automatically prove interest. Validation is someone just agreeing to give up money or time right now. So you might ask someone, would this make your life easier? And as a snap decision, they tell you, yeah, this would make my life a lot easier. And yeah, I'd probably in this very moment, if you gave it to me, I'd probably sign up for it. I'd probably use this idea. But that does not prove it. At this moment, we are just gathering information. When you actually have a solid MVP later down the line, I'm going to share exactly how to price it and different strategies to get people to sign up early on. But for now, we're just gauging a little bit of initial validation, initial interest. What we are looking to answer is 3 questions. Is this a problem worth fixing? Is there serious demand for this fix? Is it realistic to fix? Like we mentioned earlier, do you need different licenses or other things? Is it a hard industry to get into? Is it something you already know lots about? And 3, does the ICP have the money to pay for this? Now, generally, you're going to be building a smaller B2C app priced around $20, $30, $50, $90, $100, $120 a month. But some people in bigger industries, like for lawyers or for business owners, might want to build something a lot more serious. We're working with a client currently who has built a whole backend system for universities to run all their courses, project submissions for students, literally the entire backend system, very similar to Brightspace, if you know what that is. Someone like that would actually have to look into, can their ICP literally afford to pay for this? If not, but you still have knowledge in the industry, you might want to work on a different idea that serves the same niche. But nevertheless, let's get into the actual strategies. The first strategy is using ChatGPT, but specifically using ChatGPT's deep research feature or agent mode. The prompt we're going to be using is written right here. Do a dive deep into Reddit, Twitter, and different online forums to find what people are saying about problem, topic, or your SaaS. Find their biggest struggles, whether or not they're trying to find different workarounds, what works and what doesn't, and how frustrating of an issue it is. Summarize the information with direct links or quotes to what people are saying. So let me copy this and let's go into ChatGPT. Okay, we're now in ChatGPT. So what you're going to want to do is press the plus on the left-hand side and either press deep research or agent mode. I personally like using agent mode. That's just what I think does better on Twitter and Reddit forums, but you can use either or. Paste in the prompt and change problem or topic. Let's say we're creating a YouTube thumbnail generation AI. So I'm going to type, find out what people are saying about the struggles of creating thumbnails for YouTube videos and whether or not they are trying different AIs for it. What are the upsides and downsides of those AIs? And paste. Cool. Now this is going to take a while. The shortest I've had it go was between 12 to 20 minutes-ish, and the absolute longest, it went on for 63 minutes just gathering information about different things. So I'm going to let this run in the background and later cut to when it finishes. Okay, cool. So just finished creating the breakdown, and here is what it tells us. So it's found through Reddit, Twitter, and different online forums that YouTube warns that a thumbnail and title are the first thing that a viewer sees. It gives us all the background and why it's important. Main challenges creators are reporting are the lack of design skills and software limitations, time pressure and volume of videos, ethical concerns and viewer backlash. I guess viewers don't like AI thumbnails as much. And overpromising and clickbait designs, which I have actually seen. A lot of softwares claim they can make these insane thumbnails, but then what they actually generate is absolute shit. It shows how creators are currently using AI and their feedback. And it summarized everything into a nice table. Different workarounds and things that people are trying. Audience response and frustration level. Apparently, viewer fatigue and distrust is a huge thing. People don't like AI thumbnails at all. So in conclusion, it says that creating effective YouTube thumbnails is currently a really big challenge due to the limitation of design skills, time pressure, and high stakes of CTR. So if you're able to create a thumbnail generator that is better than what's on the market right now, on the level of designers, you are going to make a lot of money. After you've gathered some information here, you want to move on to manual gathering methods. This is going to look like contacting people throughout your network, asking how useful of an idea this would be, especially if you already have a network in this specific industry. Maybe you worked there before, you faced this personal problem, you know other people who would relate to facing the same exact problem. Create a waitlist landing page and run onboarding calls to get proof of interest. If people are willing to join a waitlist, they are willing to potentially give up money and time for your software. Do outreach, set up calls, and dive deep. Ask lots of questions. Figure out the urgency of the problem, current solutions, and any competition in the space. You want to find out whether or not there's a valid market size for this idea. To do this, you can also use external tools such as these. For SEMrush, you can sign up for a free 7-day trial and you get 5 free searches included in that, which is more than enough to validate your idea. You're going to find things like costs of keywords for Google Ads, competition in the space, and so much more information that'll really tell you whether or not there is a market for this sort of business. Something else you can do is go on Google Trends and search for a specific keyword or relating sentence topic to your SaaS idea. So something we're actively working on is building a SaaS churn reduction tool. So I'm going to search SaaS churn reduction. Now, because I'm based in Canada, obviously it switches to Canada automatically, but we want to take over the American market first. So I'm just going to search for that. Now, SaaS churn reduction itself looks like this sentence is not getting enough data, but maybe if we just look at churn, there we go, a lot more data. So we can see the word churn is now getting a lot more interest. 0 on the left-hand side means there's no searches for it, and 100 means there's a lot. Anything 50% and over is really, really good, whereas up until 50 is solid. But we can see there's consistent interest. Although it's not hitting 50, there's consistent interest in this topic. We can see where exactly most people are interested in this, and we can see whether or not it's what we're looking for. So we can see there's Churn Creek Chiropractic. That would not relate to us at all. But all the other results, other than the healthcare ones, are what is customer churn? Customer churn, define churn. We can go back to the top and search for more related terms like SaaS, software as a service, our ICP. There's a lot of people interested in starting a SaaS business. Later on, this is also a great idea on creating content. For example, what's the difference between a IaaS, PaaS, and a SaaS, the business that we're in? We can search for more struggles or other keywords and topics that will then be able to help us understand whether or not people are actively looking for solutions for the problem that we are trying to solve. You can also run a test Facebook ad. So what you're going to do is set aside a $100 budget and run an ad for 5 to 7 days. So it comes out to be about $15 to $20 a day. All you're going to do is create one simple ad. This can be a static ad or an ad following the guidelines I'm going to show later in this course, and lead people to a landing page that signs them up for a wait list. What you're going to do is just set aside these $100 purely to gather data. If you get clicks but no signups, you know there's interest. If you get signups, you know that there is heavy interest. This is probably the best way if you have a budget to test your idea. And all you have to do is spend $100 per idea. If you have 5 ideas, $500, and you'll have more than enough data. 3 ideas, $300, more than enough data. This is one of the best ways to gather a large amount of data fast. But the moral of the story is you're asking lots of questions and gathering lots of data. And using the information we gather here, in the next module, we will be deciding on which SaaS would be the best for you to start.